It's been a busy day with some of President Donald Trump's top officials here in Chicago to make targeted immigration arrests.
Joining us now, CBS News Chicago security expert Phil Andrew. Phil, it's good to have you as always. Let's start with what you know right now, what you've learned about what actually happened today.
Well, what we saw is a coordinated effort to scoop up folks who have criminal allegations against them or criminal convictions, and they are here in the country illegally. What the administration has said is that they're targeting folks who have these records to remove them, and that's what they've committed to in these early stages of the new administration.
So, Phil, we know multiple agencies are under the control or assessment, rather, of one of those top officials that's here in Chicago. That includes the FBI, it includes Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosive, U.S. Marshals. You, particularly, given your experience with the FBI, what type of involvement would they have in raids like this? And what, if any, experience have you had with it in the past?
Well, control is a very kind of loaded word. So he does not have control over these other agencies. What you're seeing is a coordinated operation. And each of these agencies brings its own kind of expertise. Certainly the FBI in this realm has a lot of good information. They've been working cases. They may actually have targets of investigations or folks that they are currently investigating that also have illegal status. And what they have elevated in this case is folks that have that both criminal record and illegal status, and that's who they're coordinating on scooping up and removing.
Are these people who have been convicted and are out now, are they going into jails?
Well, it's not clear exactly where they're going, and we will learn more in the next few hours in the coming days. But what is clear is that they are targeting folks that have these criminal records and that are here either overstaying or have entered the country illegally. And then what is happening beyond that, we don't know. And we're really going to have to see how these officials kind of navigate this careful space. I think that there's broad agreement that folks who have criminal records and certainly violent criminal behaviors that are here illegally, that there's not much support for keeping them. But folks that have minor infractions or that have actually been here very peacefully and have engaged and integrated into the community as well, there's probably not much support for scooping those up. And if the administration is being smart about this, they're prioritizing folks that have violent criminal records and targeting them. And the FBI and other agencies would have insight into that because they've probably been investigating these folks in the first place.
You were sort of having these two different categories, like violent offenders versus minor. Also specifically with Chicago, given its sanctuary city status, are there any specific challenges when it comes to doing these type of efforts in a city like Chicago?
Absolutely, because you're going into communities, one, where if you haven't communicated very, very clearly what your intentions are. Now, balancing that with kind of operational security, you don't want to announce that you're coming if you're actually going to try to apprehend violent offenders, but balancing that with informing the community of exactly what your intention is. If you're going out to go find violent offenders, often the community, even communities that have that are made up of immigrants and potentially even here that are here illegally, they're very supportive of that because they very often are victimized by some of these perpetrators. So it's so important for the administration, for these officials to be very, very clear about what their intention is, even though they need some level of surprise in terms of their ability to apprehend these folks.
Phil, I'm sure we'll be checking in as we learn more. Thank you very much for joining us.
You bet.